The crowd were really on their toes to see what John Sprinsel of London would do in his hotted-up Austin A35, and he certainly didn't disappoint them. Nothing except complete failure in this last trial stood between Harper and victory, but he made sure that he was not robbed in the last few yards. A neat performance, clocking only a few seconds from start to finish. Well done, sir. In the ladies section, Pat Moss had first position, but she didn't seem overconfident as she studied the Hastings course. Small wonder. A couple of years before, she fluffed the final test in this rally and lost the prize. This time she makes sure she doesn't repeat that mistake. Whoop! Steady, girl.
At Cannon Bridge, there was even time to notice that the control stamp read, "Received with thanks." But just who was thanking whom for what remained obscure. Still, time pressed. But here is the joy of rallying. A good car, an interesting road, and the satisfaction of driving to the best of one's ability. One of only 3 cars now unpenalized, the Morley Brothers Healey leads the way towards the rest and be thankful. At Tom and Toole, it was still Erik Karlsson in the lead. The remarkable Swedish driver appears quite unaffected by fatigue, and he and Stuart Turner make an almost unbeatably efficient rally crew. Next morning, the final test, 5-lap races at Brands Hatch. David Seaver Morris, himself a member of the RAC Competitions Committee, won the Minis class and beat Carlson in the Brands Hatch test. But with the Saab lifting high its inside rear wheel, for Carlson this was merely a high-speed lap of honor. All good things come to an end. All good motoring events end with a party. And London's talk of the town became the talk of the rally. Whoever would have thought to see an entire RAC committee on the stage in a nightclub? But for the outright victors, the VIP treatment in full.
I was kind of it.
10.
It was a very tough rally in those days. It was far harder than it is now in terms of the time you were on the road. There weren't the same regulations, so you could do 2 nights and a day or 2 days and a full night and so on and so forth, and then we'd get into some hotel at 3 o'clock in the morning on the west coast of Scotland and have about 2 hours sleep and off again. Well, nowadays they don't allow that. And I remember the nightmare of all time, when of course the pressure that was on us, it was getting greater and greater. And Stuart Turner, who was in charge of the team, and Peter Ashcroft, they suddenly realised that we were seriously in contention. And the Saab of Stig Blomqvist had a little minor incident when he hit a park bench in Sutton Park, which I don't think we knew about that, because I think he was driving behind us, but that helped us. He got a minute. So by the time we got to the midnight halt in Mid-Wales at the Huntcliffe for supper, we all sat down, and we were in the lead, and it was chalked up on the blackboard there that we were in the lead, and people were still joking about it and saying, "No, you're actually leading the RAC, what does it feel like? Ha ha ha," you know, big joke. And suddenly we realised as we got out of Wales we were still leading, and then Hanu had problems.
But perhaps not. You want to tell me these rally cars when they're producing
Pond sets best time at Silverstone, but with his Alfred Longleat, he still is outside the top 40. Penty does 2.9 and goes to 12th overall.
Tuesday morning in Grisdale, and everything changed. Cullang had 3 punctures and lost the lead to Valdegaard. The Toyota's engine blew out its oil, so Henry Toivonen took over for Talbot. Mikkola was now second. Brooks, the top British driver, 4th. And Henry Toivonen came back to Bath, and an historic victory. A Group 2 car, equivalent to today's Group A, had beaten the world's best.